Hello and welcome to the 21st Bo Cameronian Arts Awards on Set. My name is Miriam, your host for the session, and today we're talking with the representatives from Tewas, No Light at the End of the Tunnel. A very warm welcome to all of you and congratulations on the nomination.
Thank you for having us.
Such a great and meaningful production. Let's just get into it straight away. How did you begin to, what was the first conversation? Who had the first conversations to think about this production?
I think it was just the both of us. We went to watch a student performance at that point at USM. We walked out of the performance thinking that we can do a lot more with the students, because USM students are from School of the Arts are very, very talented, and we have some of the finest technicians in terms of theatre work and whatnot. So we thought, why are we just like keeping ourselves to Penang? Because if you were to compare School of Arts in Penang, they're so far away and detached from the industry compared to say Aswara or UITM here, right?
Yeah.
So we were like, why are we just in Penang? Why are we not taking our work further and do something away, just away from, this our own bubble in Penang? That's how the whole conversation started. And I remember going to Hilyati, I was like, oh, why don't you do a show and I'll take you to KL. We'll do something there. It was late at night, around near some staircase. We had this conversation 3 years ago or something. That's how it all started. Just let's take this finest technicians and talents that we have, and we bring them to Penang and probably show to Klang Valley what Penang has to offer. Yeah.
What about the topic of the show in itself?
The topic started from the case, the T. Naveen case.
Yes.
We follow closely with the case, and then there's one day I found out semua yang didakwa terlepas, and it hits me. And the case happened near to our house.
Yes.
Yeah, really near to our house.
So I straight away called him, and then I said, why don't we do this? And then he said, yes, why not go and do some research about it, and then maybe we can go forward from that.
Yeah, nice. And how long did the process take? I mean, I know, Sid, in our previous conversation, you mentioned it started in 2022. Would you say that's about the same time for you all?
No, originally it was from
It was from a class project.
Yeah,
class project.
Yeah, it started from a class
It started
project.
from his class.
Yeah, his class.
Yeah.
His class.
Pavin, tell us more about that project.
At first, Madam Hilyati auditioned for the T. Naveen character. So she chose me to become a victim, and then from there it started. Many more cases or bully cases happen in Malaysia. So and then it came up like one story, and one story is more to 4 stories. So they combine and put on a show.
Yeah. And what was it like for you to embody this character that is based on a real person? How was it like for you?
For me, I do research more about that cases.
Yeah.
So I try to understand what he go through in the pain.
I think it's more
Yeah.
about like how it's all about representing. We are not. I don't think he's trying to, because there's no to become. There's no, it's impossible. It's something that's,
Yeah.
So it's more of a representation.
Yeah.
I would say. Yeah, I think that's what he's trying to.
Yeah.
yeah.
And was it easy for you to perform it in Tamil?
Yeah, it's easy to
Yeah.
perform in Tamil.
Yeah. Did you think that it changed the way you made certain movements, or did it affect your movements at all? Or
No, it's not.
it was just natural?
It's just natural because
Yeah.
it's our own language, so
Mother tongue.
it's very
yeah.
easy.
Yeah. Wonderful. Thank you for sharing that, Pavin and Muha, as well. Can we talk a little bit about the process of creating this piece? I know Sid mentioned it was about 7 to 8 months of just purely physical work. Let's talk about those decisions. Why was that necessary?
Okay, I'll start that's actually our niche.
Yeah.
It's how you see Hill and Izzard work. Okay, we work purely, and most of the time our focus is on physicality. And because it's our niche, also we found out like to represent a story this way. I mean, of course, the process, we have the story, we have the subject that we want to work with. So how do we move it, and how do we have this? How do we portray pain? How do we portray a character that actually lost their life? There's no way of portraying it.
Yeah.
So what can we do is actually just reflect whatever we could think of, the pain, the frustration, the sadness, into to copy it into a body movement. So, and to enhance that, the director actually choose a subject, an object, because she always will work with one object.
Yeah.
And Steven comes in. I mean, by the way,
Even this
the
name of
the
the
name,
The name of the
Steven,
cage.
Yeah.
For
Yeah, the-
context, for audience members who perhaps didn't watch Tewas, one of the key, I would call it the key character actually, is this 100 kg cage that the performers kind of interact with, and sometimes they're in it, sometimes they're on it, sometimes it's on them. It's an amazing, thing, which is also called Steven. But yes, continue. Sorry.
So hence when we have this, we have the story, we have the cage.
Yeah.
Then I think in order to move that, then that came the training, and that then came the regiments.
Yeah.
To make sure that actually the performers know what they are doing, and they are certain and knows how to do it safely.
Yeah.
So that's why it took us about 7 to 8 months to actually just develop their body.
And then they are a student. This is like
Yeah.
This is
first time
yeah.
performing, right?
Yes.
Like real, yeah. So it need longer time
Yeah.
before going into the creative part.
Yeah.
And then the creative part is taking around 1 or 2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the creative part is quite easy. I mean, quite fast actually to development, because we know what we want to do. We actually have put a story together. What we need just somebody to move it.
Yeah.
So
To carry it in that
Yeah.
sense. So we've talked a little bit about the creative part, but topics like bullying, sexual violence, all these kind of things, you carry not just physically, but a lot of that honesty and pain as performers, as people in the production. And I think this one perhaps is a question for other artists and creatives who want to create work like this. How do you hold these stories ethically? What were some decisions you made so that it was respectful of the people who have passed, perhaps?
In terms of story, we basically based on the reports. It's not our imagination, or it's not things that we create
Yeah.
for the performance. It based on the report that we can get online, and then from that we create.
So it wasn't something that we thought, oh my god, this would be really sensational, so let's put this in, or this would really get people talking about it. So everything that came from an article. We always had something to back up every single thing that was said. Of course, we didn't mention some of the names because I think that would be crossing the line in some way or form to mention the name and put the name out there and whatnot. But so we didn't take any specific name or any specific incidences, but I think anybody who sort of sat through the entire show could tell what case is this and when this happened and where that happened. I think that also happened because we kind of never toko tamba or change the charita in any way or sense. Because if we were to do that, the audience would be like, oh, I've never heard about this case. Where is this coming out from? So it wasn't fictionalized at all. It was like whatever we saw, we read. And there was a lot of discussion amongst whoever wrote it, and also with the performers as well. It was a very collaborative process where everybody sort of in a very dignified way, sort of, we want to put it out there, also not to sell these people, not to make money out of this story, but just to tell a story.
Sorry, Izzard, did you want to add in anything?
I think ethically also, I mean, we don't pick up names, we don't use name, and like what Muha just mentioned, we're not trying to be the character. We are not forcing the performer to become the character, because it's impossible to actually do that. And so based on the reports, based on the reporting, based on what is happening, then we are we just try to translate that. Nothing was added in it. It is just a merely translation to body, and also a reporting of what's had happened.
What has already existed
Yeah.
in reports and articles. Thank you. Muha and Pavin, can I ask, how did you all take care of each other during this process?
Because in the production, I also play the stage manager. I am the
Yes,
stage
you are
manager.
the stage manager, yes.
So I'm mostly in charge of the well-being of the
Yes.
performers as well. And then we are always, I would say, I always let them know that, you know, like if anything, if they feel in any sort of way, you know, going through the rehearsals, if they're going through something emotional, or I'm always up for, you know, like we usually have open discussions about this.
Yeah.
We don't, because we would not want to encourage them to just keep, because sometimes some performers do tend to get very into when they are, you know, doing the dialogues and all that. So our team is always constantly up for open discussion. So if they're feeling a certain way, and if they are feeling a type of way, it's always we let the performers know that it's okay. You can talk about it. You can discuss about it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah. How about you, Pavin, as a performer?
As a performer, for me, I will search for Muha if anything. If anything goes wrong, Muha, is that the place is here? Is that the thing is here? So it's like very calm and most probably it's more fun rehearsal.
And of course, in terms of safety, I mean, of course, with Madam Hill and Abang Ijat, they always make sure to break it down to the actors. So it's not just like, you jump. We break it down. They break it down. It's like first you do this, then you do this, and then they always lead by example. So, you know, they always do it first, and then they'll break it down for the other performers. So in that way, in terms of their well-being and safety, it's always, And then even if they can't, then they break it down even further.
Okay.
So that part always bedazzles me.
Yes.
During the creation part or during the rehearsal part, there's one term I always use, especially in my story, IG. They always say, korang yang rehearsal, aku yang penat. Because it's always I have to, like I say, lead by example.
Yeah, lead by example.
So sometimes, how? Okay, let's try to do a role. How? Okay, so what we do is we have to show them, and we have to show them how to safely do it, and the training took longer time because of the breaking down. So that's even you've seen the performance, you know how far it goes with the stunts. So every stunts, to actually confirm one stance, it might take weeks actually.
All necessary parts of the process, isn't it? So no one hurts. Pain ada, but
sakit badan memang
sakit
ada.
badan ada lah.
Sakit badan memang ada.
I mean, we are getting them to know like the exact process of doing things rather than just doing it. There's a certain formula into it, and the formula is very simple. Starts with small steps.
Well, we're going to sort of bring the conversation together and wrap it up a little bit. So as you know, this year, the spirit of the Arts Awards is on Collabeyond, co-create the future. That is the theme for this year. So with this show bringing in a lot, there's pain, there's a lot of languages, a lot of cultural nuances as well that I think you need to be aware of. How did that collaboration among each other influence the show?
I think one of the if you're talking about collaboration in that show, one of the biggest collaboration that we had was just artists with students, you know, artists who have done good body of work, working with students. I think that part we were very, very clear about. And alumni, yes. So when we wanted to do, so this production is a collaboration between an independent studio in KL, which is JDEV Studios, with School of the Arts, USM, you know, to collaborate with the students and the technicians there and the lecturers there, and to bring these stories out, because we believe that that's the way forward. You know, we have to work with people of, say, different ages, different experiences, and also institution that produces good student like USM, you know. In that sense, we were very, very lucky. School of the Arts, USM, the Dean has been completely supportive of this production, from giving us manpower support to financial support, for accommodation, for food, everything else, to sort of make this production happen. It's also very important, right? Because we don't get that many grants, we don't get that much of money, right? So the only way forward is for us to find loophole as to who can we collaborate with, and to make sure that collaboration is really solid in that sense. So we were lucky that this collaboration happened, because this is a story about predominantly school bullying, but there was also work bullying and whatnot. But working with student, collaborating with student was such an integral part, because they brought in a lot of authenticity. And I think that's what collaboration does to your production, right? So you collaborate with people that can bring this true essence of what you're really trying to tell, you know? So I think in that sense, we were really happy this collaboration happened.
Yeah, thank you. That's such an important thing, right? You're not working independently in that sense. You are collaborating with the future, you know, theatre makers and artists, and intergenerational in that sense as well. As a last kind of note, what is one thing that you can share with future, you know, other theatre makers as such, when doing work like this, whether it's physical theatre wise or with regards to the topic and subject?
In regard of our artistic approach, I would say we always do things by the book. I mean, of course, we learned all the theory behind theatre. We learn so we specifically pick what techniques, which elements that we want to pick in, and we really do it by the book, because of course, as alumni and students, that's what we learn at school. So that, I think, that's what we apply. But and of course, another way is the academician approach, where the spirit of teaching.
The spirit of teaching. And then, you know, students in Penang, in USM, we rarely have a chance to go out, like to showcase what we have, our work in the school. So safety is one of the thing that is safety.
So basically, we go back to the fundamentals, and we start again, baby steps, in reaching what we want.
Small steps are important. Do not skip the small steps. All right. Well, thank you so much for having this conversation with me today. Congratulations once again. For the audiences who are tuning in, these are the nominees and representatives from Tewas, No Light at the End of the Tunnel. And thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you.